Alright, y'all. So I know y'all seen plenty of recipes for seafood Alfredo or shrimp Alfredo with homemade Alfredo sauce, but you haven't tried my recipe. So here we are. Just take a look at this beautiful finished dish. Oh, let me tell you, it was so delicious. And I made some homemade garlic bread to go with it. So come on, let's get started. So here are the items that I'm going to be using in my dish. So I just put them in a bowl so it could just be easier for you to see. Now you can use more or less if you like, depending on your taste palette. So here I'm just going to take my bowl and I'm just going to start off by sauteing the end of the bowl with some OVOO. So I'm going to let that sit there while I get my other ingredients. And now I'm going to put in my peeled and deveined shrimp in the bowl because I'm going to be sauteing my shrimp before I actually put it in the skillet. I usually like to saute my shrimp for like 30 minutes before I actually start cooking. That way those seasons can marry into my protein. So here I'm just taking all my ingredients and I'm putting it in there. Don't worry, I'll put the list of the ingredients in the description box below. And I'm putting this in the bowl. So now I'm probably just trying to find out where my spoon is at, but it's just letting it sit there and I'm going to be mixing it up. As you know, the seasonings are going to spread around because I have a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of the bowl. So now I am taking some minced garlic because you can't forget that. Now, usually I will use minced and a couple cloves of fresh garlic, but it turns out I didn't have any in my fridge, so I just used what I had. And that's what I like to do. When it comes to ingredients, you don't always have to be exact. Just use what you got in the refrigerator and you're going to always come out with a masterpiece. Well, maybe not always, but you get the point. So now in the bowl, I'm getting my vegetables together. Once again, putting some oil at the bottom of the bowl. I'm using red onions and some mushrooms, and I'm going to use some red pepper for color. So I like to saute my vegetables. I don't really cook them on the stove because I like to cook them in the oven. So I'm just using some of those ingredients that I showed you earlier and I'm putting this in the bowl on top of the vegetables. So now I'm going to mix everything together. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you saute everything before you blend everything together. That way every time when you take a bite, it's flavorful. So I'm just mixing this into my liking, mixing it up, make sure that it's all coated and nice because when I tell you like this is key, it's definitely gonna work. Now I'm just gonna put a little bit more oil on top. That way I can spread the seasonings a little bit more. So once I'm done with that, I just put it on a pan sheet and then I'm gonna put it on I'm gonna put it in the oven for 350 degrees until I feel like it's done. Now I'm gonna put the shrimp in the skillet that I just put a little bit of oil and some butter and I just put the shrimp there and I'm just letting it cook maybe for like 2 minutes 3 minutes on each side because as you know shrimp cooks fast. So now with the sauce I just use some heavy cream, some garlic, some cream cheese, and it's some of the seasonings that I used earlier. Now this red seasoning is some sazon that I found because I didn't think I had any, and I just made sure I put that in for some little more flavor and some color. And you just want to blend that all together. Make sure you use some shredded Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese, and mozzarella. Now you want to put some broccoli. Now I had cooked some broccoli, and then I just took those vegetables I had in the oven, and I just put that in the pot. Now I'm using the juices from the shrimp and the sauteed shrimp that I cooked earlier, and I'm putting that all in the skillet. So now I'm just blending it all together. I know I kind of sped up the sauce because literally it was just a dumping pot and just letting the cheeses melt and do its thing. And here we go. I'm just letting that simmer for a little bit so all the flavors can marry. And it's done. And voila, here's the finished product. Now you can put some grated Parmesan cheese on top and some parsley, for a little razzle dazzle. But I'm telling you, it is so good. And as you can see, it's very easy to make. And let me know, if you try this. Make sure you also like, share, and subscribe.